What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Transcending the Culture. I am James. I am here with the amazing, with the lovely, with the vivacious Cat Queen. That makes it sound like you ain't my cousin or something. So,
Right. Vivacious.
what's up, Cat?
What's up, James?
Nothing much. It's so much stuff going on. Listen, I'm glad. Obviously, I'm glad to have you here tonight. I'm glad to have all of our guest here tonight. Looking good. We had a couple people who were kind of waiting in the wings, waiting for us to go ahead and start. I don't know why the hell we always start a couple minutes late. Like, we don't get this shit. But listen, it's Tuesday. The weather was real good here in Cleveland for a hot minute, but now it's getting all musty and stank outside. So I'm absolutely feeling it in here in this house. But I'm glad to be here. We got an amazing show for you guys tonight. Again, we are glad that you are here. The amazing Lawyer Turner is going to be with us.
Yes.
I fall short of calling him a new artist because he's not a new artist, but he's still in the beginning stages of his career, and he is phenomenal. You know, with his music, with his product, with his craft. He actually is a friend to the network or to the entire platform. So he has done some stuff with us before outside of Transcending Culture. And he and I have been, pretty cool for some time. So it's good to get him back here on the podcast. Definitely going to be a really, really good show tonight. And then our second guest tonight, we are still ironing out times and all that kind of stuff because it's a little harder. It's a little more difficult this time of year because there's more events going on, more stuff happening. Like it's, we're right at the top of summer. So it's easy to book somebody and then all of a sudden they have like a prior engagement or they have something going on. So we are working things out in terms of Alylah Divine and having her here on the platform. As you guys know, she was going to be here last week. We had some technical difficulties, and then this week the plan was for her to be with us, but she was not available this evening. So we are working that piece out. Whole lot of stuff going on. We got some honorable mentions, definitely some announcements that we need to get going here. I got one of my own that I kind of didn't necessarily plan for this. I didn't want you to know, Kat, but I thought it was going to be really, really, really dope. So I just want to, let me see if I can pull it up a certain way before. Okay, so I really just wanted to send like a super duper big shout out to my little cousin. I thought this was really amazing. Obviously, I saw a post earlier today, and I was just like, "This need to go on Transcending Culture." Look, this is all about family. It's obviously all about us promoting, the amazing talents and people that we have on the show. But we got to look out for each other too. And without going into all this amazing detail, like when we talk about super moms and moms who are just relentless and making sure that their kids are good, we talk really good about our parents, but you like an amazing, amazing, amazing mother. And just what I see from the outside looking in, like you need some you time, like you need celebration. Michaela definitely needs some celebration. Look, I love y'all. I hope she had a really, really awesome day. That was those were beautiful pictures that you put up. And like, those are the moments that like you live for. Like I think about Elijah and he's going to be 18, but I think about all the years and you see that I'm constantly posting pictures from when he was 2 and when he was 3 and when we went to because those are like the moments and the times that you don't get back. And that like those pictures were not like they weren't rehearsed. You could tell that that's just natural. Like she loved her mommy and you love her. And like today is Michaela's birthday. So I need to get that up there. So happy birthday, Michaela. Baby 16 and you're still looking like you 25.
I know. She at that age where I feel like I'm gonna start telling people that's my little sister.
Uh-oh. Listen, we always got some technical difficulty. It take Kat to sing it to you guys, but she gonna pop right back in here though. But as you guys can see, that was like really, really you know, it's not necessarily big, but it was really important to get that up there because for those of you who don't really know Kat, like she has a lot of stuff going on, and just she's running and she's moving and shaking and doing a whole lot of stuff all the time to make sure that family is good, make sure the baby is good, make sure that everything else is taken care of. So it's like those little bitty moments that you know, really stand out. I'm actually while I'm talking to you guys too, I'm actually doing something to our guest that's coming on, and you guys actually here's Ken now. So, all right,
Oh,
we got
sorry. Sorry, guys. I had forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Somebody was trying to call me.
see,
But thank
that's the family trying to get to you.
yeah, everybody trying to call me and well,
Uh,
not me, Michaela, trying to tell Michaela happy birthday. So
right,
thank
right,
you so much for that graphic with that picture.
absolutely,
Me and Michaela, we've been having a lot of fun. She loves to go kart racing and go to fun and stuff. So that's one thing we always do for her birthday. And we wore our matching outfits. We matching today. I got my little Hello Kitty shirt on with
okay,
the Care Bears on the back. Um, I love dressing us alike. But yeah, my baby is 16 years old. I can't even believe it, guys. I know it don't look like I would have a 16-year-old, but here we are. I'm gonna start lying and telling people that's my little sister. So um but yeah, she had an amazing day.
yeah,
And then this weekend we're gonna go to Urban Air and go do some jumpy. If people don't know, a lot of these jumpy places, because I don't know if the audience knows, but Michaela is autistic.
yeah,
So sometimes it could be hard for her to go to different events and things like that. But
uh,
Urban Air and all these different places, they have sensory time where they pick a certain day and a certain time where they put the lights down. There are not a lot of kids. You can't book a lot of people. Um, and hey, is that Lady Poet? Hey, Lady
yeah,
Poet.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but so they have a time where you could bring in your kid that has special needs, and that would even be for kids that are shy, or maybe your kid just has different sensory needs, or even just want to jump by themselves. It might be a good time to call up there and see. So we're going to go to Urban Air during their sensory time to cater to her autistic needs.
yeah,
So I just wanted to make people aware of that. But thank you everybody for the birthday shout outs for Michaela.
yeah.
We gonna turn up for her this weekend.
That's
We gonna be
good.
popping bottles of apple juice, okay?
That's good.
'Cause you said what?
Which urban air?
It's one that is, I think it's out here. It's out here. I think it's by Chapel Hill Mall, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Just send me the info. I don't know what I'm necessarily doing over the weekend, but like if I could pop in, I'll pop in. Like I think that's
Okay.
really, really dope. I hope that she had a really good day. I got a couple more announcements because our guest is actually here.
Okay.
He's actually here in the waiting area. So a couple other things that I just really wanted to mention. As everybody knows, we have this radio station, UGD Radio.
Mhm.
Um, that was the second half of the podcast network. So the podcast network has actually been going since last August, and then the second phase of it was the radio station. So we are pushing that up and out in September. The first show that is going to launch on there is UGD Live. So I wanted to get that up there. It's only me on the flyer right now, but we do have other hosts who are going to be there. Cat Queen is one of them. So Cat Queen is going to be there, and then we have another host or hostess, I should say, who is going to be there. And I think some of you guys are really going to be familiar with her because we've done some stuff really in the past. We've done quite a few things, and we were actually on another radio station together. She's actually still there, but that's going to be coming. So I know that I had not really posted anything about it, so that is going to be coming in September. We're kind of ironing out the final details of that, but that is going to be myself. It will be Kat, and it will be our third co-host slash hostess. She is, or I'm sorry, not even she, but the show is going to be 5 days a week. So we're just ironing out times, time of day, that sort of thing. But it is going to be Monday through Friday. So when you think of like your DL Hewleys and your Ricky Smileys and like all that kind of stuff, like that has been one of my dreams to kind of have my own daytime show or drive time show, be it morning or evening. So that's what we are putting together. All this stuff is still going to remain. So I know everybody's like, how the hell are you going to do a podcast? Are you doing all this other stuff? But that's what I do. So media is my thing, as everybody knows. So we're gonna make it work, and it's gonna be beautiful. And hopefully, you guys are here for that. And then, last of all, I'm actually launching another podcast platform. It's called the Black Print. So graphic for that, just so that you guys can see, is right there. That is actually going to be launching this coming Sunday. I've been pushing it off a little bit, but finally going to get that up there. And listen, it's non-scripted. It's really just me kind of getting with the viewers and getting with the audience and kind of filling everybody in on the process of me running this media company, which I have officially been running for 10 years now, although I've been in media for 23 years. So been running this company, started as a digital magazine back in 2014, and I've just expanded in numerous ways. And this podcast is really going to talk about a lot of that. It's talking about, or I'm talking about, me writing my book, my first book that I've been working on for probably 5 years. And the goal is to really get that out this year. I am self-publishing just because I'm just kind of a self guy. So I don't even really want to go through like a big publisher or anything. I just want to self-publish and just get it out there. So I am working on that. I have been at points where I've had 20,000+ words, and then I scrapped it and just started over. So I've been working on this. So it's getting there. It was a lot of anger in this book in the very beginning because it kind of started with my divorce. But as you move forward and then you realize that you're really in the right place and things are going good, I kind of lost a lot of the anger and all that stuff. So that kind of was like the first time that I scrapped it. And I say, listen, I had 20, maybe 21, 22,000 words. And I was just like, yeah, this is going to be good. But then I'm like, okay, we really, really good now. So I'm like, if I put this out, we're not going to be good no more. So,
right. Abort mission.
Right. So it's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm also inviting my friends. Some of those are just close personal friends who I've been around really my entire life. And then some of them are media friends. Some of them are celebrities. Some are managers and publicists. And we're going to be talking about all kind of stuff. So actually this Sunday, we're going to be talking about passion, following your passion, working with people who are not in their passion. How that really ties into what it is that you're doing, because there is an effect. And, we are definitely going to talk about that. I can tell you for sure that Lady Poet and some of the cast members from Open Letters to a Survivor, which is one of the podcasts that's running on my network, they're going to be on the show. They're going to be on the podcast this coming Sunday. I know Kat is dropping in. I'm just name dropping, but it's going to be a great thing. And again, me being in this media thing for so long, I have made some really good friends on the celebrity side and the manager publicist side too. So some of them periodically are going to drop in. And like I said, it's all non-scripted. So we're just going to be having regular conversation, nothing planned. And something may come up that you like, oh, for real. So it's going to be really dope. And it's a way for me, because, I have never been the go live person. So it's a way for me to kind of start going live more and doing that sort of thing and just filling people in, because a lot of people have questions, like including people who want to be in this business and want to do it for themselves. And they think that they have to go and do it for do it with somebody else bigger. And you really could do your own thing, and you can do it if you want to do it. So I've had that passion to do it. So we'll talk about all kinds of stuff, me leaving my job, me winging it, and just how I've made it work, and truthfully, how God has made it work. And listen, I ain't the most spiritual. However, I know when God is present and when God is moving and when stuff is happening, and I know when it's God, and I make sure that I acknowledge it, and I make sure that I am grateful at all times, and as humble as I can possibly be. And that's just it. So things have really, really worked out, and we're going to be moving into a new studio space, which is really amazing. And when I say that's manifestation, like we're going to talk about that on something too. So all that being said, I'm going to shut up now because our guest for today is in the waiting area, and I've been waiting to get him on here. It's crazy how we ended up talking about it, because he's been on one of the platforms before. I can't really think of what we did, which is crazy because it's not like it was that long ago. But he just happened to be here in town, and we just coincidentally ran into each other. And it was just like, oh, Oh yeah, that's who you are. And I mean, when I saw the name, because I Uber, so when I saw the name, I'm like, instantly he came to mind. But then once I picked him up, I think I pissed somebody off in the car. So then I was just like, I would just shut up the whole ride or whatever, and just play my Faith Evans. And when he found out, when he talk about Faith Evans, I'm like, I mean, like, you good people if you talking about Faith Evans. So look, really, really good guy, really amazing musician. We got a lot to talk about. I know Kent has a ton of questions, and I'm a second timer, and talking to him. So this is going to be really, really good. So it's definitely good to reunite. But I want you guys to help us to welcome in. Actually, let me shrink our windows down real quick, just so that then. Okay, there we go. So I want you guys to help us to welcome in Lawyer Turner.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
There we go. What's happening, man?
What's going on? Hi.
Nothing much. Listen.
Hi, Kat. How you doing, Kat? Hi, James. I want to speak to everybody.
I'm sorry. When I do this, like, I tell everybody, and you are no different. I look at you that, in a way that you are just as big, if not bigger, as, all the other people that I have on these platforms. And I just want to say to you, thank you. Number one, for even just mentioning anything once we were in the car and all of that stuff, because I think I pissed the dude off in the front. So once I did that, I was like, yeah, I would just shut up, because I'm kind of fucking up the ride or whatever. But you coming on the platform, man, like, you already know what a passion this is for me. So it's like, I don't care. I wouldn't care if I had a janitor on here. Like, I'm grateful to anybody that comes on my platform, because it's allowing me to do what I feel like my passion is. Like, it's allowing me to do what I left my job to be able to do, and to do on my own, and to really follow what I feel like God has put me here to really be doing. So thank you. Plus, you got amazing music. So, I mean, when I first heard the album, and this was some months back, when I first heard it, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is popping. This is good. And you're different. And I think that's the biggest key today, is being different, because everybody is trying to match the formula so that they can have the hits, and they can get out there, get all of the shows, and get all the big collaborators. And you are just doing your own thing. Like, you are unapologetically you. And I think that's what makes you so amazing. So thank you. Welcome. I'm gonna actually let Kat kick it off, because Kat hasn't had the opportunity to really meet you and interview you. But and Tiffany would normally be here, but Tiffany is out just taking care of some health things. So she'll be back with us soon. But Kat, this is Lawyer.
Hi. Nice
Hey,
to
how you
meet
doing?
you.
Hey, James, thank you for having me. Hey, he'll be all right. The guy you made mad, he'll be all right. He'll be okay. He'll be all right. He's weird anyway, so he'll be all right.
Oh man, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on the show. So I got a little bit of information about you, and listened to some of your music, and I gotta say, this is a sound I've never heard before. Especially in the gospel community, and in in this type of music, is something that is like almost like a fusion type of thing. And I could definitely see, like, 'cause some of the songs, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sitting there dancing, like, hold on, wait, what are you talking about? Hold on, he's talking about something sad. I don't know. Hold on. I'm feeling the beat. So so speak on how you conceptualize your sound.
I honestly, because I listen to a lot of different type of music, honestly, what I listen for is just a feeling. So if it gives me a feeling, I can sing or write from that place of, like, just the feeling that I have. And depending on where I am in life that day, sometimes I may be listening to a bunch of Kimberell, so then my music may kind of reflect it a little bit. And sometimes I may be listening to Tweet, or sometimes I may listen to Faith Evans, Sometimes I may listen to Leandria, then I may jump to, I don't know, Katy Perry, it's just different types of, like, styles. And then I like to listen to a bunch of, like, 80s rock music. So between all of those things, I've always wanted to kind of create music where it literally is a portfolio of like just who God is. And I feel like God is all music. I mean, he created it. So I don't feel like what we've created as gospel as a sound is the only way gospel can sound.
Yes.
That is a human thing. You know what I mean? That's a human thing. But God can be in all things. If you consult him first and he's the head of that, you can't go no wrong. So when it came to the music, I just kind of wanted to make sure that I kept myself open and keep myself open
Right.
to all new sounds, all new type of styles of music, stuff I've tried before and tried again, and stuff I've never tried before. And I'm open to it. I'm just open to music. I love music. Like I love music.
So, you're from Dallas, Texas, correct?
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My daughter has a lot of family from Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Okay.
Yeah, her late grandma, you could barely understand what she was saying. She was so dang on country. She num 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 num. I would be like, oh, I don't know what you're saying, girl.
She might be from the Fort Worth side. If that's the case, it might be from the Fort Worth side.
Yes, for real. So tell me how that also influenced your music, where you grew up, and that Dallas type of sound.
Honestly, I don't sound like Dallas.
Mhm.
So my sound was really more so influenced by my family. I come from a family of people who are in the music industry. One of my late cousins who passed away last year, Daniel Jones, he was Janet Jackson's MD. Um, and I'm sorry. Okay, I have to keep me from, Anyway, he actually was part of the reason why the biggest reason why I do what I do. My grandmother, my mom, my aunts. Like I remember being a kid and watching my aunt go to rehearsals for whatever choir she was singing for at that time. And I just used to love listening to it. And because most of them I was related to, it just kind of the gene just kind of passed on. And as a singer, I just felt like, well, if my cousin Daniel can do this and take it to the next level because he played the keys. I was like, well, if he can do this and take it to the next level, then surely I can do this on the vocal side of things.
Right.
So we kind of collaborated before he passed, and we were going places, and it's just, I'm still just trying to keep the hope, keep the dream alive of like where this family can go. Because it's so many of us in my family that I'm not the only one who can sing. Like all of my brothers can sing. And I have five of them, or four of them. It's five of us in all. So I mean, we all do music. We all are incredibly talented within ourselves and as individuals and collectively. Me and my brothers used to have a group growing up called the Hicks Brothers. So we would sing around Dallas as kids, and I used to make them sing because they didn't want to sing and they wanted to go outside and play. And I used to be like, if you don't get this no right, I'm gonna uppercut you. I would uppercut them a little bit, but that's just what happens when you're the oldest sibling. But now they thank me because I mean they are phenomenal. Like seriously, like my brothers are featured on my last album, and I honestly couldn't be proud of the people, my family, who's honestly the reason why my sound is the way that it is.
I'm gonna jump in for 1 second, Ken. I'm listening to the responses that you're giving, and first and foremost, I don't think that a lot of people, and I'll say younger people, I don't think that they really understand the importance. Like if they're into music and singing and that sort of thing, I don't think they really understand the importance of doing that when you're growing up and singing with your siblings and being in a group and like family thing. And
Yep.
I think because of my family structure and the makeup of my family and who is and who's doing what, like even though I'm not the singer. Some days I think I am, but I'm not. But
You can
there,
hold a
there's
tune,
people,
don't lie.
That's good. That's all that matters. That you go
I
home
will
to.
tear it up in the shower and in the car, but that's it. But I'm just saying, like, there's like a tremendous level of importance to being able to do that when you're growing up, because now
Yeah.
look at where it gets you and look at the success that you're having and look at like how you've really grown your chops. And with who some of my family is like, and them being in the business
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
I've been able to really see that firsthand because they grew up singing in the family and family choir and albums and that sort of thing. And then it ultimately really turned into something. So like when you're listening to the Casey's and the JoJo's and the Fantasias, like those are my people. Like they've been doing this since they were kids and singing in family.
Right.
So like I think that's amazing. And I think it's amazing that obviously growing up, you guys have continued to work together and they're on your projects, and like that's cool. And then, your family that, has passed away and whatnot. Like what,
Yeah.
I guess the question out of that, because listening to your music, like I think anybody that listens to it, like they can hear that, like again, I say you're unapologetically you. So like there's just a level of comfort that you hear in your music and in the sound quality of your music. Like when people are listening, or when I'm specifically listening, like I can tell that you're happy and you love what you're doing and you just doing what you know is good to you. So like what is giving you like that level of confidence in this industry where a lot of people don't really appreciate you for that kind of stuff? Like they kind of want to see you wow out and all the other kind of stuff. So like what has given you that level of confidence and security within yourself that you can make songs like Grief and like that's and that's one of my favorite songs. But what's giving you that level of confidence and security in yourself?
Honestly, it's three things, and not because I only like odd numbers, but it's honestly three things. The first thing is, God, of course. Because God is all things for me, it's one of those things where like I can genuinely say, I can go into this because he led me here, knowing that I'm gonna come out okay. I don't have to worry about too much, even though as humans we still do it anyway. But I still understand that I'm going to be in unfamiliar territories that people are not going to understand, or I'm going to be new to, and they're going to look at me like, "Oh, you're new and you don't know what you're doing or talking about, or what is this sound, or why do you look like this, or the whole nine yards." And I'm going to say, "Well, we serve an intentional God, so everything that I'm doing is very intentional." So for me, I can stand up boastfully and say, well, I'm not doing anything just because I want to do it. Lawyer Turner is completely fine being in the bed, in the bed, laying it down, not doing nothing at all, minding my own, never mind, watching a scary movie, chilling. That's me. That's me all day. I don't got to do a whole bunch of hula. But it's going out that I'll be like, oh God, for real? You want me to go out and sing again? Like, you want me to do this? But I love to do it because I love to make him smile.
Right,
so that's one thing that gives me confidence. And then honestly, as talking about family, and with this being a family oriented podcast as well, I love the fact that you guys are cousins and are doing this. I love that. Anyway, but my family has been my biggest supporters. Like, I can genuinely say I would not be half of where I am today if it was not for my family. My mom, my grandma, my grandparents, my cousins, my first cousins, my seconds, thirds, my brothers, my aunts, my uncles. Like they have all been super, 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 super supportive. Like have given me house and home to host me so that I can be further in this life of what I'm trying to do musically, because they just genuinely believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, have came to every gig. Talking about some the midnight musicals when I was the last person to sing, and it's almost 1:03 in the morning, and I'm sitting up, it's only three people in the audience, and all three of those people is a couple of my family members, and the other person is some random person, and I'm just sitting there like, and I'm singing to those three like it's 3,000, and it don't matter to me because it's like, well, if this is where I am, this is where I am. I'm going to treat it like it matters because somebody took time out to be here for me. And my family is just honestly part of the other reason why I can walk in this industry confidently, because I know that I have their support 100%. I always try to warn my parents before I put something out, be like, all right, Dad, all right, Mama, look at this. Before I come out, look at this. Look at this, so you won't be looking like, all right, because my dad's a pastor. So I don't want him to be like, what's going on? But he is genuinely like super supportive. Anything I post, he gets it immediately. I never have to explain it to him because he just understands it. And then thirdly, honestly, I understand that we all have insecurities, and I just tell myself to do it anyway. do it scared. Honestly, being on this podcast makes me nervous, but because I don't really like to talk as much,
Yeah.
I like to just sing and do that part and get on out the way. But
Yeah.
there is something to learn even in this experience of like getting out and commuting and not it being always about gigging. So I have to say like it's doing these kinds of things too that because this is like maybe like my fourth podcast this year. I've never talked this much, never about any album. But like I mean within the past 2 months this is legit like the fourth one. And I'm just like, I mean, do people really want to hear me talk? You know, but I guess I got something to say. I got something to sing about because they assume that I have something to say.
But
But it's honestly doing things like this. So you say what you say?
Of it is though, like there's just a certain there's a level of authenticity that we get just by listening to you talk and hearing your stories and hearing you talk about life and the journey and the process that you typically don't really get from a lot of artists.
Yeah.
You just don't, and it's not saying anything bad.
Right.
You just
Right.
don't really get that. Like so many people they're scared to be themselves. They're scared for the world to see that they're human, like you're human. So hey, Kathy, yeah, it's like you're human, and at the end of the day, like when I'm listening to your responses and I'm listening to the conversation, and we're obviously going back and forth and having this conversation, I'm just like. He's just like the struggle is real. Like he's just like us. Like he's just like us. He's pursuing his passion and he's trying to make some shit work. And I mean that's essentially what we're doing. And you're showing not only us, but you're showing the whole world that it's possible. Like it can be done.
Right.
Like your music is all over the streaming platform, Spotify, Apple. Like it's out there. So and I'm doing that plug for the people who are just popping in, just to say that we are talking to Lawyer Turner, amazing artist. Pull him up on Instagram. Lawyer Turner is the handle, and search Apple Music. Just type in Lawyer. Just type in Lawyer, and the Turner is gonna pop up at the end. He's popular. So I think this is really, 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 really dope. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kat.
I really like what you said about, your family, being supportive of you. This is my mom on here supporting me.
I love that. See what I'm talking about? I love that.
So I know James has said that Grief was one of his favorite songs. That was a song that caught me. Definitely, like had me in a chokehold. And now that you share with us the story about your cousin, thank you for opening up about that. I know sometimes those things can be hard. Listening to, did we lose him?
He looked like he might have froze a little bit.
Yeah, he might have froze.
Did it freeze? Because I'm still here. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you can hear us, we could.
I can hear you.
We can hear you. I think your video is frozen.
Let me try this. Did that work?
It's still frozen, but it should catch up though.
Yeah, it'll pop back. Trust us. We've been here with the technical difficulties. Believe us, okay? But so with you sharing that story and me hearing the lyrics of Grief, explain to me how you can make such a emotional song sound so fun and so inviting and so like celebratory. I told you I was sitting there I had my little shimmy going. I said, wait a minute. He said his cousin? Hold on, wait a minute. I don't know. What happened? I'm listening like, okay, hold on, let me sit. And I had to sit and really listen. I'm like, dang, these lyrics are so just like personal. How are you able to fuse personal and praise and a great sound?
This particular album in general, I wanted to make an album specifically geared to the grieving Christian because these past 2 years have been hard to say the least. I lost my grandfather in 2022 of March, and then I lost my grandmother in 2022 of September, and then I lost my she's my mom's and them first cousin, but we call her my aunt. Our generation called her our aunt, but my aunt at the end of that September, and then at the top of then in last year 2023, that's when I lost my cousin Daniel, and then we lost his older brother 2 months later after that. And then I lost another cousin at the top of this year. So I and me watching my grandfather pass away directly in front of me, I think that changed me in a way. So, and most of us tried to caretake for my grandfather. He passed away from Alzheimer's, and it was me, my mom, and my grandmother who was there, like at the time that he was getting ready to leave or transition. And it just changed me. It changed me. It changed me in a way where I said, okay, either this is going to shut me up or this is going to make me go harder. In the beginning, I think the enemy tried to shut me up because I couldn't get past like seeing him die. I just couldn't. That's all I kept replaying over my head for months, like for months. And then I don't know, just one day I woke up one day and I was like, okay, I want to feel better. I want to be better. I don't want to stay in this place of like sadness. I kept going to work, which I do music full time. So I kept going to work. I kept singing, at these different weddings and corporate band parties and stuff like that. And I kept singing and people just like, oh my God, he's singing with so much emotion. And I'm just like, no, like I'm grieving on stage. And y'all think that I'm just like really just going in. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm looking at some older woman or older man in the audience. I'm thinking about my grandparents. And I'm like, I'm not married and my grandparents will never see that. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm actually triggered in these places. But I feel like he always has a plan. He always has a plan because what turned into being triggering for me, I just decided to use it as a way to, that's my audience now. Like that's who I choose to sing to. That's who I choose to inspire and give hope to. Because I do realize that a lot of older people these days, honestly, a lot of grandkids do not commute or talk to their grandparents as much as we should. And it's kind of sad. It's a sad truth, but it's a true story. We love our grandparents, but I mean, a lot of times they go a week or two without, hearing from the grandkids that they help raise and change diapers and put food in the cabinet for their family, for their mamas and daddies and stuff like that. And spent the night because they didn't know that they lights was off at their house and the whole 9 yards. You're like, they don't understand that, what it was like for them. But I think about like how my grandmother and my grandfather, how when they lost their parents, that they did all of that stuff while grieving too. And I said, if they can do that with that much strength, surely I can muster up the strength to like keep going and just like keep fighting. And that's honestly how I do it. I do it and I think about them. I think about the music that they have instilled in me and the music that my grandfather, even though he had Alzheimer's, he couldn't remember nobody's name at all. Could remember anything. He could barely move. He couldn't even remember my grandmother. But anytime my grandmother or my aunt played a Lawyer Turner song, he always said, "That's Lawyer." He always knew. Like he just always knew. Like that's Lawyer. So that for me was like, okay, like I can't stop doing this because even when a person's mind is essentially gone, because that's what Alzheimer's is, even when their mind is essentially gone, the fact that that's something that doesn't leave, I know I'm doing something that's eternal. And that's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of something that's just forever.
It's really weird. And I have lived the journey of, or the experience, I should say, of, kind of dealing with relatives who have Alzheimer's. And
it runs in our family, actually.
On our side of the family, pretty much everybody.
All the grandparents, all of our grandparents.
Everybody's had Alzheimer's. And like our grandparents, they were one of 11. And they all, those who have passed, they have all passed they had Alzheimer's on top of whatever else was going on.
Yeah.
But it's really weird. Like I think back to my grandmother, and she may not have remembered anything else. She may not have remembered anything else, but she could remember her name and address. She could remember all 10 of her siblings, and she knew my father. Now, anybody else, it was like, you taking a chance. You might not know who you are, but those specific things, like, she would remember no matter what. So it's weird, and I say that just to kind of relate, but also just to say that it's really weird how they can forget everything, and certain things will just stick out in their mind, and they just never lose it.
Right.
Same as goes with my grandfather. I was very young when he passed, so I was the only one he trusted. Like, he know if I was coming to tell him, like, we going to the car, Grandpa, come in the house, Grandpa, you gotta eat. I mean, look, Grandpa, I'm eating, you eat. So,
I do the same thing. So yeah,
it's so great that we had those relationships with our grandparents, and I can tell you right now, they in heaven cheering us on, baby. I can feel the push sometime when I'm at my lowest and I feel like stopping. I be feeling like a little push,
a little nudge.
Something. I be like, Lord, is you and my grandma up there? Y'all cooking something up. Y'all up there cooking something up for me. I know it. So, but thank you.
That answers your question too, Kat, because there's beauty in grief. People think that it's always something so sad. So when you listen to the song Grief, it's not heavy as you think it's going to be. You see the title and you're like, oh, do I want to listen to this? And and then it's not, you know what I'm saying? Because there is that growth, that the things that you learn from grief, it may not look good, but it's all good for you.
Yes.
So that's the reason why I can make a sad song or something sad feel like, okay, it's not all bad, because it's not. It's not all bad. These people some of them were suffering. You know what I mean? And like, that's the fact that they have transitioned to something where there is no more trouble, no more pain, no more Alzheimer's, no more any of that. I mean, honestly, can I really be mad about that? Like, can I be upset about that? Yes, I'm going to miss them. I'm going to miss them every day. But the beauty in knowing that they are in a place where they will never have to worry about that again and feel those things again, shoot, they don't even need to come back. I'm tired. They don't even need to come back. That's how I feel about it.
No, for real. So this is probably my last question I will be asking you. I like to ask our gospel artists this question. What is your favorite gospel song?
Can it be my own song?
Of course it can be.
Okay, I know that's kind of conceited. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
Some people pick their own. Some people pick, inspired.
I don't want to come off vain.
Whatever you want to pick.
honestly, the song on the album that has become my favorite gospel song is Enough. Like, I can't stop listening to it, because I feel like we as creatives struggle with feeling like we are not enough, or that we're inadequate. And like James was talking about earlier, dreams being manifested and passion, people being a part of something that they're doing with full of passion, and then working with other people who don't work with that same passion. It's like you see all of these things, and you see those people seem to excel a lot quicker, and then you kind of looking like, well, I'm doing all the right things and saying all the right stuff and singing all the right notes and giving out good quality, and but you can't compare your journey to somebody else's, and you have to know that you're more than enough. So that song, honestly, it speaks to me in a way where, like, when I'm feeling super, super, super like hard on myself, which I feel like we should be critical on ourselves, but I do feel like we also have to have room for grace, because we are only human. So we are okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's just about learning from them. So me having to tell myself that I'm more than enough, and that God is more than enough, and that what he put inside of me is more than enough, is something that I can't get enough of. Honestly, I can't get enough of it.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I've also shared my favorite gospel songs previously on the show. So I'll share my daughter, whose birthday's favorite song is. Mm-hmm. She loves that Mary, Mary. I'm walking.
That's a good song.
Listen, it be 2 a.m. and I hear a beat. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay. You know what? I ain't even gonna come cut your TV off.
You're right, exactly.
I'll let it go.
I think this, and happy birthday to your daughter as well. Happy
Thank
birthday
you
to her.
so much. Oh my God. And then I'm sorry. One more thing. Um, what was your first like performance or like your big performance where you like this, like where you knew this was what you was supposed to be doing, where all the stars was aligned, where you was just sitting in your gift from God? What was that like?
Oh, honestly, I would say my first performance would be in front of my parents. That was I honestly like I made my brothers. I wrote this anniversary song for the anniversary, and I might have been like maybe like in fourth grade, somewhere around that time. And I made my brother sing soprano, my other brother sang tenor, and the other brother sung alto with me, and I might have led in between here and there, and I
Oh,
made
dual
him do
harmonies.
like
Okay.
right, I made him do like choreography and stuff, and like little pyramids and the whole 9 yards, and that was when I was like, okay, this is what I want to do in my life. I love seeing the results of making somebody else's day through music. It's something about just the way that music can really alter a person's emotion. It's almost like magic, honestly, but we know it's not magic. We know what it is, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's just that's what I love about it. That's that particular time in my life that is probably the when I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing. My parents looked and said, "Oh, y'all gonna sing in church, and y'all gonna go do this, and y'all gonna do that." And I was just like, "Yes," you know, because they like to play sports, and I just was like,
Baby.
"I don't care about no football, don't care about no basketball. I surely don't care about baseball." And, you know, so it's like, what am what do I do in this world? And music was always it. It just was always it.
Definitely. I'm the youngest of four girls. There's four of us. So I
Okay.
can definitely tell you we didn't have routines, we didn't have pyramids, we didn't did, come out here. We got guests. Come out here, sing that little song y'all was singing.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
so I could definitely feel from that. And me and all my sisters are definitely artistic individuals. We all are public speakers and all those things. So I think having that safe space at home to grow in your gifts is definitely important.
Hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. James, you got any more questions?
Um, Not so much questions. I think more so just observations. And I know I've said this a million times, but I think that you are an amazing artist. Like your music, I know we have talked about gospel the entire, podcast. Oh, there's Tiffany down there. Um, I know that we have talked about, just gospel music in general, but I don't categorize your music under the gospel realm. And I know that we're talking about Jesus and God and life and then, but I just look at it as being life music, like
Yeah,
life music.
yeah,
I appreciate you for what you do and for the type of artistry that you give to us. Um, I have never been like a fan of like traditional gospel. So like when you think of like the Shirley Caesars and
hmm hmm hmm
I was gonna say Ann Nisby, but just when you start thinking
yeah. I get
of,
what you're saying. Yeah.
I've just never been a big fan of traditional gospel music. Um, so it's like when the Kirk Franklins came along, it was like, wow, okay, this is my thing right here. And then you
Yeah.
got the Mary Marys, and
Yep.
you got the now we talk about traditional gospel, and when you talk about Kim Burrell, I could take anything Kim Burrell got to say. Like she could sing about toilet paper or whatever, and I'm
I
like,
agree. I agree. I agree.
but it's only certain artists like that. Like the
Hmm.
Clark sisters, like I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know a whole lot about them. Like I know about Karen Clark Sheard, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
Karen Sheard because she's of this generation and
Right.
you
Right. Right.
sort of thing. But it's because of artists like you that I can venture into that side of music, and I like all kinds of music. But it's
Right.
because of artists like you that I can really relate it to my life, and like it's just you make really really good music. Like I'm so happy that
Oh,
obviously that we reached out to you to bring you onto the podcast, but I'm even more elated that you agreed to come on.
I'm glad to be here.
I
It's
think that
been
people,
beautiful.
definitely our viewers, but I think that the world needs to hear you. They need to hear you. They need to hear what you have to say. I think that there's so much that you have to say. I think there's so much that you say and that you offer to the world on this project. But I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, I see so much more coming from you. You are necessary. Like people say all the time that, you know, you're more than enough. I mean, you absolutely are, but you are necessary for this culture. Like, we need you. So hopefully, you know, that inspires you to continue not just doing music, but doing what you do, because it can't be matched. Like, nobody else is doing what you do. And that's the beauty of what it is that you put out here, is that with what you give us, we're not going to get it nowhere else. So we need you. I appreciate you for, you know, for all that you're doing. How do you minister through your music? And this is probably one of my last questions, but how do you minister through your music to people who have kind of lost that faith? Because obviously there's the pandemic and there's the economy and there's so much stuff going on, and there's this presidency and, you know, what the future presidency may look like, and just how the world is so screwed up right now. Like, it's a lot of love out there, but it's a lot of hate too. And it seems like it's a lot more than what it used to be. So that discourages so many people. So, like, how do you minister to those people through your music that have ultimately lost that faith and they just don't, you know, they don't really believe it anymore?
I think the new music that I put out specifically is about remembering that God has not forgotten about you, and that he has not forgotten about us. So though it may, you know, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, right? But we're literally walking through it. You know what I mean? So we're going to see things that look like that could possibly take us out. And we're going to maybe even experience some things that feel like it's going to possibly take us out. But I mean, these weapons don't prosper. So I think we have to keep remembering that. And I try to create music that talks about life, but also talks about hope, you know. And sometimes I leave the music in that life space, because I need people to understand that as spiritual as we are, that does not take away from the carnal sting of things, of the carnal sting of life. We are spiritual beings in a carnal body, but at the end of the day, there are still things that this body goes through, you know. And I try to create music where people understand that, like, God has not forgotten about this person, you know. And if he can remember little old me, and I do mean little me, if he can remember little me, he absolutely can remember everybody else. Like, I mean, like, that's the kind of God we serve. We serve an omnipresent God. He can be here with you, and with me all at the same time, and still hear everybody's prayers way from China. You know, like, that's the kind of God we serve. So I try to remind people that, like, you know, that, I mean, there is rest. If we're talking about grief, you know, there is rest for the weary. But we gotta we gotta keep going. We gotta keep living. We gotta keep grinding. We gotta keep trying. We have to get good and great at trying. A lot of times we like to be good at everything else, but when we fail at something, we want to be like, okay, well, that's it. Or we see something is going to, like, looking like it's gonna hit a brick wall, we just kind of let it go and give up and let that be what it is. But we have to get great at trying. We try to be great at everything else, but we have to be great at, like, actually trying. Make that a part of your everyday habits. Let me try again. Let me try again a different way. Let me try, that didn't work. Okay, this part of it works, so let me do that and do something different. But in order to get something that you've never had before, like me and Mary say, you got to do something you've never done before. So we can't be afraid of that. That comes with what you said, not being afraid of being who God called you to be. I mean, I was afraid of it at one point, but God is before me, so y'all can't beat him up. So I don't care. You know, that's how I feel about it. Y'all can't fight him, and you better ask what's his name in the Bible? Right. When the one who wrestled the angel, you better ask him. You can't beat him up. You come out limping. So I mean, hey, you can try if you want to. So that's why I just sit back and, like, I mean, let just, you gotta let God be God. It's easier said than done. I know it is, because we're looking at life now. Yeah. We're looking at it today, but we watched our grandparents do it. Our grandparents watched their parents do it. And I'm not trying to compare tragedy and trauma, but those things that our foreparents went through as a Black society, and still having to deal with life, I think we could be. I think we're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say it like that, but I'm just saying, like, I think we're gonna be all right. Like, our great grandparents literally survived some things. They saw things. They were traumatized. Their parents and the parents before that and the parents before that. I mean, like, they were brought over here from a plate to a foreign land. You know what I mean? And, I mean, if they can trust in God and get through it and get to it, surely we can do the same thing, because look where we are today. Look, like, I mean, Black people own a lot of things now. Look at this. Look at what James is doing. You know what I'm saying? Look what you're doing. Like, you guys are, I mean, and we are all African Americans making it happen. You know what I mean? Making it happen. So for me, it's one of those things where it's like, that's why you can't say what God can't do. So for those who feel like they've lost their faith, just keep looking at the generational blessing.
Absolutely.
It gets better. It just gets better.
And our grandparents was going through things and still calling it good times. So, you know.
Exactly.
We have some questions and comments. So our co-host Tiff said, yes, really love the work that you bring to us spiritually.
Thank you, Tiffany.
And then, so we have another question that says, who is your favorite artist besides yourself?
That's funny. I'm not my favorite artist. I promise I'm not. That's my favorite song. No, but ironically, okay, so people are probably going to judge me for this, but it is what it is. Tweet is actually my favorite artist. I listen to a lot of Tweet growing up. Charlene, Sister Charlene. A lot of her growing up. She actually saved my life. Believe it or not, her music saved me from committing suicide. The type of music that she does, it just spoke to me. I could just tell that Tweet was in a place of transition, and even as a young boy, like a child in elementary school, wanting to commit suicide, she saved my life.
How does it sit with? And I love the fact that you speak on that, because like a lot of like my favorite artists, they're my favorite artists because, you know, pieces of my life really relates to pieces of their lives. So like next to Faith Evans, my favorite artist has always been Tweet. How does it sit with you knowing that she's your favorite artist, you know, because she got you through that moment of your life where, you know, you were thinking about suicide, but in her life and her struggles, she went through that same thing, and thinking about suicide in the early days.
Right. I mean, honestly, first of all, I've actually got an opportunity to sing background for Tweet, so I got the opportunity to work with her, and she is honestly a joy. Like, she really is. She's funny, but she's a joy. And I think listening to her as a child growing up, saying manifestation and talking about one day I'm gonna be able to personally tell her, thank you for saving my life. You know, and one day I wrote her on Instagram and I wrote this whole little synopsis up on her comment, and she was like, this is why I do what I do. And I was like, okay, she said something back to me. Okay, cool. And then my cousin Daniel, the one who passed away last year, he brought Tweet in a couple of years ago, and we had the opportunity to sing background for her. And she was just a joy to work with. And I got to let her know that you probably don't remember me, but I'm the guy who said a long time ago, you saved my life. And she was like, I don't remember, but let's take a picture. And so we just kind of, it was all just manifestation. Because I mean, like, her music is a part of kind of like why I layer my background singing the way that I do when it comes to my background music, you know? So honestly, if it wasn't for her going through what she went through, I probably wouldn't be here where I am today either. So we got to give honor where honor is due.
I wish that more artists knew the ways that they inspired people. You know, the way that they really showed up in people's lives, because I think that Tweet has done that for a lot of people. But then also, you know, I've mentioned Faith Evans a couple times, and I know that, ironically, like when her first album first came out, I wasn't like a big fan. And then I went through this big depressive period, like maybe, I don't know, 95, 96, 97. And that album ended up being what kind of got me through that period of depression. So then it was just like, from that day on, it was like, yeah, she is it. She is the answer. So like since 96, like she's been like favorite artists, you know, just for that reason. And I think a lot of artists don't ever get to really find out or understand like what big a part they play in people's lives, you know, surviving and that sort of thing. But I think that's like super, super dope. I really, really appreciate being able to hear those stories.
I think we just got to do a better job sharing those stories with our favorite artists, because I think we forget that they are human, and we kind of look at them as like the artist, and it's like, no, they need encouragement too. And a lot of time as artists, us being creatives, hearing how we have affected the world makes us know that like, okay, we're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? It's not all in vain, even if it's just one person. So I think we have to do a better job of like just telling them. They might not say nothing back, but somebody is reading it, and you never know. They may answer back, and you may make their day just like they made yours, you know? So I just say, let them know, tell your favorite artist that thank you for the light that you shine in this world.
Absolutely.
Before it's too late, because you know you can't tell Michael Jackson and Tina Turner them no more.
Absolutely.
So you got to be honest. You got to tell them why they're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we let you go, our third co-host, she has found her way into the waiting area. So I'm gonna actually pull her up for a second. Tiffany. You gotta unmute your mic.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I don't know. Are you speaking to all of me? I don't know. Hey.
That's great. Hey, cousins. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just got back. My son had football practice for the first time ever, and it was challenging.
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad he's doing that. But did you want to get some words in with Lawyer though? That's why I'm
Absolutely. Yes, Mr. Lawyer. I've been reading up on your bio, and I see you did a lot of content with John P. King and everything. And I just wanted to ask you, like, how was that experience? Working with those type of artists.
A lot of it was me feeling like I wasn't actually there or out of
Wow, like you was an out of body, yeah.
Exactly, because they go by so fast, and you just, you're only singing for this amount of time, and it's the time in the land is so much. So experiencing it feels like an out of body experience. But then when you go home and you analyze it and you sit with them, and sometimes they'll even sit with you and tell you some key points and give you some nuggets, and you just kind of chew it all up and chew the meat, spit out the bones if you feel like it ain't for you. But at the same time, you take in what's necessary and you learn. I think that was the best part of it, was learning from you.
Right. So what did you have like a part, or you actually was ad libbing when they were singing, or how was that? Was it like a choir?
Are you talking about with John P. Key specifically? Because with
Yeah,
everybody,
well, no, just for all of them, just from all of them.
Most of them, minus John P. Key, I sung background for it. So outside of me being a gospel artist, I do a lot of background singing as well. That's money flow. But as pertains to John P. Key specifically, I actually was doing one of his showcases, and I was actually singing background in a quartet, all female quartet group at that. I was the only male that was on stage, and he singled me out of that whole thing that we was doing. And he was like, young man, and I'm getting ready to walk off the stage. And I'm like, he said, well, I'm talking to you. And I'm like, oh, like, yes, sir. And he's like, sing something for me. And I was like, right now?
You were stuck.
I was like right now. And so I sung, I closed my eyes, and I don't even know what I sung. I think I actually just ad-libbed off of the same song we were singing. And then once I opened up my eyes, it was just quiet in the room. It was just quiet in the room. And I was like, dang, was I that bad? I was like, was I that bad? And then he was like, I don't know why y'all so quiet. Can't none of y'all do what he just did. And I was just like, oh, okay, so okay, cool. Like,
dang, he just called the rest of them out.
he did. And then after that, because of that, he actually paid for all of our expenses for that particular trip. So I just
Oh,
was
that was
okay,
wonderful.
cool. And every time he sees me, he's like, "Lawyer, you still singing?" I'm like, "Yeah, And I'm just trying to keep it positive so people like him can be proud. Because I grew up listening to him a lot
Absolutely.
too.
That's great. That's very wonderful. I was just asking because I never sung with a celebrity before, and I just thought that
Can
was
you can
quite
sing?
wonderful for you. And we ain't doing that because I sing. Shut up, James. I sing in the choir. I'm like singing in the background type.
Okay,
My mom is the lead. She'll
okay,
sit up
okay.
there and strike out. And my mom be acting all shy, but once she gets in there, she takes it, and you might as well just sit back for about 15 minutes because that's how long she's she's gonna talk.
She's trying to dumb herself down, lawyer, because she really will sing somebody under the table. Like I don't know why she's
Are you
trying to
talking
do it.
about Tiff?
Go ahead. Oh, me? I can't sing
Yes, you
nobody up
got
underneath the
oh,
table. I
you
actually had to
perform.
sing
You
my first.
perform with you. Don't you have a whole group? You perform.
Yes, I sing with two groups,
And
but
what do
I'm
they
not a lead singer. Oh my God, y'all are cute.
like? Why do you try to
Okay,
dumb?
Your
Let me
cousins
keep it
getting you together.
gangster, like
Your
my
cousins
cousins
getting you
say.
together. Hmm.
Okay, so I sing with two gospel groups. I used to sing. I also sing with Gospel Meets Sympathy. We have a whole symphony, Akron Symphony Orchestra,
Okay.
and we sing like I don't like almost 100 churches. We put make up a group, make up a whole choir,
Oh,
and we sing
choir.
with the
Okay, I
orchestra.
get you saying.
I
Yeah.
also
Okay.
sing with the group called Just Love to Sing and Harmony of Praise. Um, I'm actually going to sing I'm going to say my actual first song in August.
Like as
I'm
like
in
solo.
a Eastern Star, and we're actually having our tea. So I will be singing my first song, and I don't want to say what song it is yet.
I mean, you have us. You do know what it is because I'm interested now.
What was that?
I'm interested now, so I'm sorry. I'm interested. You got now. You got to tell me.
Mhm.
Okay,
You really
it's
need to
by
sing a piece. I
Mississippi
mean,
Mass
that's
Choir.
me saying it. You need to
Um,
sing a piece of it.
Okay, Mississippi Mass Choir. You headed in the right direction.
um. Oh shoot! See, you
Is
just got me. Oh, I'll think of it. I'll think of it. But it is
is it
by
fix what is
Mississippi.
it fix what is broke?
Is it what?
Fix what is broke.
Mm-mm. It's old. I'm very old school.
That song is before my
It's
time.
it'll come to me because it keeps coming and keeps leaving.
Well, just sing a little bit of it.
That
No,
part.
okay.
Sing a little bit of it.
Just
That
sing a
part.
little bit of it. You
We
know?
have come. Oh, you want me?
Oh, having you there.
Having you there.
That's a
We have come to praise and magnify the Lord for
mhm.
all that He has done and for the victories that we have won in the good times, in
Sing.
the bad times, in the happy times, and in the sad times. Having you there made the difference. Having you there. That's it. Yeah, I ain't never did that.
I love it. I'm here
And then
for it.
she gonna play like she can't
I'm here
sing.
for it. I'm wishing you all nothing but great blessings and more opportunities. Maybe they might even give you a little money. So into your career. How about that?
Thank you very much, lawyer.
You keep singing. We all have a song, so you keep singing. That was beautiful. That's one of my favorite songs too. One
Is
of
it
them for
really?
me. I listen to it a lot. I've listened to it a lot just because I just like that old school sound.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. That's a real good one.
And you know what? You don't really get that many old schools because of the songs that they come out with now. It's like I'm trying to get hip to it, and it's just like some of them just isn't doing it for me.
Yeah,
And my grandmother is 95 years old, so all of us. I don't know if they had told you that we're all our cousins. So we
yeah.
all is a singing family. It was 11 of them. So all our grandparents used to sing. I don't think James's grandmother sung,
No, she just
but
partied and cussed.
she just
That's
part. But my grandmother and our aunt Helen and our aunt Roberta, they call themselves the Hodges sisters, and they used to travel, locally and sing at many different churches. So yeah, I definitely had to get. But my mom, she's the one. She's the alto. I'm the soprano.
You definitely are a soprano for sure. You are definitely a soprano. I mean, effortless soprano. You're definitely a soprano. I can agree with that.
I'm like my phone is not picking up. I don't know what's going on. I can hear you guys. You guys can carry on. I can hear you, but it's like my phone is not picking up.
yeah. Well, listen, we are gonna get ready to end in a second, but Tiff, I'm glad that you popped in. I think it's really awesome that you popped in for the last little bit so that you had a moment to
Absolutely.
talk to Lawyer. Lawyer, listen, I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you for coming on to the podcast. I actually have a little something, some things that we actually get made for the podcast that I do want to send to you. So,
Okay.
you can message me, post office box or address where you want that to be sent to, and then we will get that out to you. I just have to say thank you a million times over for you coming onto the platform. And trust me, this is just the beginning. It's so much going on, and with this radio station launching and the different platforms that we have going on, and you've heard about my non-scripted podcast that I'm going to be getting up. So trust you me, I will absolutely invite you on there too. Just because some of the things that I'll be talking about. So a lot of it will relate to the industry, but it's just life. And I think that it'll be stuff, just conversation that people will be, that they can actually take away something from. Just like this coming weekend, we're going to be talking about, following your passion and,
Right.
what that looks like. And then, how that looks when people are not following their passion and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a lot to it. And I think it'll open some eyes to the viewers to be able to listen to just real conversation that's not,
Right.
scripted and kind of put together and made to look a certain way or whatever. It's just going to be regular talk. So I will definitely get you invited onto that also. And then Kat's got her podcast coming up. Tiffany's going to be doing some things, and Tiffany's stuff is all related to being a breast cancer survivor and also being a carrier of rheumatoid arthritis. So she's launching an organization, a nonprofit, I should say. And Tiffany's got a lot going on too. So we are all, collectively and collaboratively working together and, trying to fulfill our dreams. So that makes it even more special and important and necessary to have you on this platform because you're doing the same thing. So as far as people keeping up with you, following you, I know obviously your social media, Lawyer Turner on Instagram. Any other thing that you want to shout out as far as web addresses or additional social media?
No, it's all Lawyer Turner everywhere you go. Lawyer Turner, lawyer like the occupation, Turner, no hike.
Okay. Any final words, Kat and Tiff?
No,
Tiffany, like,
you're
nope,
so
I done
funny
sang
with
enough.
that. You had me laughing with that, talking about no Ike, man. You funny, lawyer. Ooh wee. But just it was nice to meet you. Thank you so much. I will be definitely adding a lot of these songs to my playlist. I have been struggling to find a gospel artist that has spoke to me the way that this music has. So thank you for being so creative and so talented. And I look forward to seeing so much more in the future.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
And all I can say is keep on keeping on with that singing. Don't
Yes,
never
ma'am.
stop.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna get some
Yes, ma'am.
clips created for the show tonight. So I'll definitely get those clips sent over to you so that then you can share them as you wish. And we'll continue sharing the video. And now because we're on Boxcast, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon, like we're on a lot of platforms now. So this is gonna be circulating and people are gonna be seeing this. So I appreciate you more than you could ever know. Like thank you so much.
Thank you for having me again. I'm grateful. So
Absolutely,
thank you.
absolutely. All right, man. So you have a good night.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a great night as well.
Yes, sir.
You too.
Bye.
And Tiff, I'm so glad that you
Yes,
popped in.
sir.
I'm so glad
Absolutely.
we got Tiff back. Oh, snap.
You so stupid. Cat,
How you
I am
feel?
really loving that background back there.
Don't it look
Thank
good?
you, thank you. My little cat cave. That's what
Thank
I'm calling
you.
it, the cat cave.
The cat cave. Oh God.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Okay,
I'm
Jay, don't
feeling
be
good.
okay, Jay. Don't be trying to run and run up the stairs like nobody ain't see
Man,
you.
listen, listen. Okay. Man, he had his oh God, this stupid phone. He had his first, football practice today. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was monstrous. Like, he never did that much running. And so, I ain't never been to a football game before. I mean, a football practice before ever. So, it looked like he was enjoying himself, but at the end, when it was, the practice was time to be over with, they made him run up a hill. So as he
Oh,
was running up a hill, um, y'all, he was crying,
he'll
but
get
he
used
ain't
to
really
it.
show it. He ain't start crying until he came to me. You know what I'm saying?
He'll get
And
used to
so
it.
he was out
It's,
of breath and everything. So I just said, well, is this something, and I gave him the option, like, is this something that you want to do? He was like, no, Mom, I don't want to do it. I want to do it. It's just that it's too much running. I said, well, when the actual game come, you will be, the tackler, the ones tackling, all that. You're not going to do all that running.
but
But
the
he has
purpose too.
asthma.
Yeah, the purpose too, like for these practices and the conditioning and stuff that they doing, is to get them ready because like
Yeah.
the coaches know that they're gonna be tired because they ain't been doing
Yep.
no running. Like they
They
ain't
ain't
like
been doing that.
and this with all that foot, that the cleats and the football equipment and the helmet and the like the shoulder pads and that shit heavy.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that also is he tired, but he gonna get
Well,
used to it.
I'm gonna tell you who's over it is our cousin, John Jeffries. That's
Oh,
Lolita's. Yeah, John. That's Lolita's first.
but he
So
gonna
he's
get
the one over it,
Shout
he
out,
gonna
shout
get
out
used
to
and
to
he
it
cousin
got
cousin
because his
John.
asthma was the same way when he first started. It's
right,
he gonna get through it.
right. He was like, yeah, he good, cuz you ain't gotta worry about it. He said just drop him off and keep it going. I was like,
No,
drop him off and keep him going. But we gonna be watching, so like all the parents, because I was wondering like, where's all the parents, So it's like a hill because Kay, you should be familiar. It's gonna be at Mason Park, their practices and stuff up there by Mason School.
Right,
So
right.
they're up there, on the side of the streets and they're watching. So, we'll be watching from there. He was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So anyway, I'm excited, as long as I get his, lungs together, because he was born with that stuff. And, it's one thing to know somebody who has asthma, but to actual see them go through it. I'm talking about go through it. I'm talking about stop breathing, take them to the hospital. All of it is, I don't know which one is worse, the asthma or allergies.
yeah.
So
Well, that's good. I'm
it's
glad you made it
crazy.
out because I'm glad you made it out because that's what we do as parents. We be at our kids' stuff. So
Yep.
that's all good. You got our support, and I'm glad that he got to have a good time and experience it. And it got a little rough for him, but he'll get better. He'll get used to
Yeah,
it.
he'll be all right. He'll be all
Yeah,
right. I told him, I said, I'm very proud of you that you're not gonna quit. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these kids be like, forget that. Well, first of all, bruh, I don't know what else you thought you was gonna do, but sit at home and look at,
yeah,
videos. Or no, we're not doing that. So I will definitely let you guys know when his first game come about, and at least you guys can come see his first game.
Yeah. So I know. So we are going to do a couple trending topics. I know we had a lot of stuff on
Yes,
there.
let's get to it.
Yeah, I know we had a lot of stuff on there. Oh, there she go. I was going to say when Cat come back in. Um, what up?
Hey, y'all. Sorry, had to check on the baby. She down there eating cake and ice cream. Um,
No, you good.
Okay, happy birthday, Miss.
hey, sweet
Yeah.
16.
So for everybody, I want to say to all of the people viewing, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying with us and staying focused with us tonight with Lawyer. Amazing artist, which I'm sure that you guys will agree now. Glad that we had him on the platform. You guys can catch the playback, obviously, on YouTube, but then we're going to get all of this. We're going to do a restream tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, same time. So 7 p.m. tomorrow, it will stream on Boxcast, which you can download Boxcast on any of the platforms, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and like you can get it on all of the platforms and your Fire Sticks and all of that kind of stuff. So download Boxcast. You will be able to see the live restream tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then from there, you'll always be able to pull us up on those platforms on Apple TV and Roku TV, Amazon Fire. So we're trying to do some big things over here. Once again, if you guys missed the earlier announcements, a radio station is going to be launching in September. So got some things going on with that. I have a new platform that's going to launch this coming Sunday. I know that Kat is going to pop in, that Tiffany is free, which we just going to make Tiffany free, and she's going to be there for a minute. And then we're going to have the cast from Open Letters to a Survivor. They're going to be on Sunday as well for a little bit. And we just talking regular talk. Nothing is scripted. We just having a good time. We're going to talk about manifestation and the things that's happening in all of our lives. And we just going to have a good time. So you guys will be able to catch that here on the network. That is on Sunday. Of course, we'll be on YouTube, obviously. But again, that'll restream on the following day. And then that'll be on all the other platforms too. So, yeah, that is it. So going forward, all of our episodes will now be on those platforms. But all that being said, I know we're getting close to the end. It is time for trending topics.
While I'm here, I'd like to thank Mom and Dad. They knew the time.
Okay, Kevin. I like that. Okay,
Like you did see
I'm sorry.
Here, I'd like to thank Mom and Dad. They knew the time.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Listen, them Hodges better look out. Don't talk about us. I'm loving it.
Yes, thanks for the graphic, cuz I definitely needed that. That was hilarious.
Boy.
So I just have a couple of announcements. We are going to be covering Essence Fest, guys. So if you guys want to donate to any, any of our funds to go to Essence Fest, you can definitely.
Oh, you ain't laughing.
You could donate to me. And also, if y'all want to send Kayla a little something, a little dollar for her birthday, y'all can always send me a cash app at Cat Queen. I made me a new cash app. So at Cat Queen, send Kayla a couple dollars. Send me a couple dollars to spend at the festival, something like that. I would definitely appreciate it. Like you guys know, we are doing this out of our own pockets and out of our own
Yes, we are.
love. I don't know where James went, but we're doing this out of our own
He
pockets.
knows.
So definitely support a single mother. Yeah. So the next thing I have on the agenda is we have a couple music releases. So we have first up, we have Mariah Carey doing her 25th anniversary of the Rainbow album.
Okay.
And she's doing it in collaboration with Pride Month. So she has re-released the album. There are a lot of remixes, and also there's a lot of merch that's tied in with Pride Month. So go ahead and check out Mariah Carey's 25th anniversary of Rainbow. So that was her new release. And then so we also have a new single that dropped last Friday. Let me tell y'all about that. We had Miss Glorilla. If y'all know about Glorilla, she has a song that has been trending all over TikTok. And girl, she finally dropped it. And if y'all know, the song be like, it's 7 p.m. Friday, it's 95 degrees. I ain't got no
I ain't
and
got
no
that.
ain't got
Okay,
me. Yes.
cool.
So finally, after the listen, I done made me a couple, a couple song videos, popping into that. So she finally released it after having everybody dang near wait to the middle of the summer. Like, girl, I need my summer jam. Bring it on. So definitely make sure y'all if y'all want to listen to the re-release of Rainbow from Mariah Carey, or if you need a turn up song from Glorilla, definitely check that song out. It's called TGIF.
I got a quick question before I before I step away for a second. I had turned my camera off, but then I said, "Wait a minute, let me turn that camera back on." Have you seen this picture that's been floating around? Because I know that Meg The Stallion has something new out. So there's this picture floating around of her with blue hair. She looked just like
Yeah.
she looked just like Nicki Minaj to me. Like I was looking at that, like that's not Meg The
I
Stallion.
thought it was
Listen,
green hair, but it might be blue. But
is
yeah, I
it?
saw that too.
I must have
Yeah.
missed that.
I just thought
Y'all on it.
that I just found it to be a little shady, but okay, carry on.
Now I will no, I will say that a lot of the girls are taking notes out of Nikki's book, which she always say, y'all my sons. So I don't know why the heck. Oh, the anime. Okay, yeah, she looks really good. Ice Spice recently has been accused of stealing Nicki's style.
Hell
And we
yeah.
have a lot of artists. She was once working with Ice Spice, but ever since the text messages of Ice Spice talking smack about her, she has been excommunicated from the queendom from Nicki Minaj. So now
uh,
she's on her own.
mm.
And what y'all don't know is Ice Spice lost maybe I want to say 7 million or something followers, and she got like 20 million less listeners on Spotify from last year. So they're saying Ice Spice,
What?
they saying Ice Spice is done, honey. So they got Ice Spice and Lotto beefing. They talking about sound like two coffee drinks beefing. So
Well,
mhm.
It
give me
did.
carry on.
Lotto, latte lotto.
No, but
Latte
for real,
lotto.
a lot of people are literally the new trend in style seems to be old Nikki style, which is if anybody remember, Nikki came out with
Yeah.
the thick bang, the bangs in
Yep. Yep.
the long
With the
weave
long
out,
hair.
and a lot of animated type of style, animated type of rapping, like that. And so it seems like people are starting to recycle that stuff. And it's not going unnoticed. So if James pointed it out, it's definitely something in the mix. So let's get into these celebrity divorces. What is going on? What
Okay,
is going on? It's like
baby.
matrimonial is just dead. Like weddings, marriage. What happened to love and marriage? Love and marriage.
Marriage. That used to be my song.
Um,
That used to be my my sitcom.
right, you telling me. But it just seems like everybody is getting divorced. So we have first up, we have Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. Their divorce has been a lot of mudslinging back and forth. It's been so much just it's crazy what's been going on. And the crazy thing is when Tiana Taylor filed for divorce, she used their initials because she didn't want anybody to know that they were even getting divorced. She didn't want none of the mess, none of anything. And you know who brought it to the internet? Iman himself brought all the stuff to the internet and said that she's divorcing me and this is unfair and I want this and I want that. And so in the divorce decrees, he had demanded all the gifts he ever gave her. So
I saw that.
property, jewelry, clothing,
Yep. Yep.
furniture.
Yep.
He said he wanted it all back. Well, guess
The
what?
the
That was
dang on house
denied.
in Miami. Right.
Yeah, he wanted that, and all that was denied. Luckily, so their divorce became final, I believe, yesterday. So everything is finalized. So he did not get any of the gifts back because, as you guys know, when you give somebody something as a gift, it's theirs.
It's
So
theirs.
and also he was asking for child support to be he was actually asking for her to pay child support and alimony and things like that. And so
Wait, but he was making more than her.
when he was playing basketball, he's no longer playing basketball. And so that's what he was saying. He said, I'm
Oh,
not playing basketball no more. And the only thing he's doing right now is he's on The Shy. If you ever watched The Shy,
nuh-uh.
oh, you should watch it. It's a very good show. It reminds you of it's a very good black show. It reminds you of like Power or Empire
Okay.
without the music or BMF, those type of shows. So he plays a good character on there. Lynn Whitfield is his mom on the show.
Oh, she on the
So
side
it's
too?
yeah,
No,
Lynn
no.
Whitfield and Amon Shumpert are playing mother and son on The Shy. And if you guys have not watched it, definitely watch the show, catch up on it. It's really, really good. But it's hard for me to break him from the character on the show because I be wanting to like his character, but I be like, Amon Shumpert be playing with my girl Tiana Taylor. Can't even believe it.
I'm gonna have to
So
watch that. Like I've
you
been
said
saying I
what?
was gonna watch The Shy, and I have never watched it, but I've heard nothing but good about it. And then I know that Candy is part of The Shy too. And then
Candy
Iman
is
Shumpert,
amazing.
Iman
So
Shumpert.
what channel what is it on?
So it is on Showtime. So Showtime is an
I ain't
add-on
gonna watch it.
to a service, right? So you have
I
to
ain't gonna watch.
have Hulu. You have to have
Oh,
it's
I
like an
have
add-on
Hulu.
to your So if you go through your Hulu, you have to add it on for what like $5 a month. But I
Mm,
get it. I know everything costs. All these shows cost. But I get it through. I have Paramount. I have Paramount Plus. And it's free.
Oh,
All Showtime shows are free if you have Paramount. So I like to watch, like they have a lot of 90s Nickelodeon shows, a lot of
yeah.
MTV, a lot of kids shows. So I got that for me and Kayla. So I keep up. I'm glad that it moved to Paramount. So if you guys want to catch that out, The Shy is really good. Candy plays an amazing character on there. So different from herself that I be forgetting is Candy.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's the evil mayor's wife, and this season she's having a relationship with a deaf woman. So it's something I've
When
never
you
seen.
say oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, what you gonna say?
When you say relationship with a deaf woman, what do you mean? Elaborate on that. See, I swear to God, it's bad out here, man. I kid you not. So she gonna be speaking sign language.
Yes. Actually, the crazy thing is they was laid up
Like,
in listen, they was laid up in bed and she was like, baby, you did that, baby. Candy learned sign language.
I'm dead.
She
I'm dead.
Candy's character learned sign language to mess with the girl.
What?
That's how much she wanted to mess with
What?
her. She
I'm gonna
she
watch it.
said you fine. I'm about to learn something for your fine self. So yeah.
I'm
But
dead.
I do appreciate the inclusion because I like shows that represent people with disabilities
Yeah.
without making their disability the main part of their character.
Right,
So
right,
the girl is a beautiful, beautiful girl, very kind of masculine presenting, and she has her own story. And it's interesting to see. Like I said, I love being a disabled mother. I love seeing disabled characters and in a non-traditional sense. We usually see, oh, they're so bad or this or they be in and out, but I like when
right.
they put full rounded characters. So you guys check out The Shy. So our other divorces, we have Kenya Moore and Mark Daly finally divorcing after their divorce took more years to get over than they were married.
Yeah.
Like, so they are finally divorced with Mark being paying $2,000 a month in child support to
I think
Kenya.
that is ludicrous. That shit right there is ludicrous.
He fought
Because I was
tooth
gonna
and nail.
comment.
He fought
I
tooth
was
and
gonna
nail
come.
for her. But you want to know, he was
Wow.
doing things like trying to take custody from her, keeping the daughter longer than what he was supposed to, like doing things to where I feel he was trying to set it up to where he was going to get custody and she was going to be paying him.
Right.
That's what it seemed like he was trying to do, but luckily the judge saw through that, so they're going to have shared custody, and he's going to be paying the $2,000. And then we also
Mm.
have Jeannie Mai and Jeezy's divorce finally being settled, And after all the dust and the everything that was going on, all the rumors, all the allegations of abuse, their divorce was finalized and the decree was sealed. So we will not be finding out what took place and what the settlements were. But there are rumors, and this is alleged, that she's walking away with a hefty settlement from Young Jeezy, because after she did those allegations, there were rumors of other women coming forward with similar stories. So I think he just went ahead and he said, "You ain't about to Diddy me." So he went and signed that check, honey.
Wow.
So okay, so
Ooh,
we brought up Diddy, so let's get to our Diddy watch. We've been keeping y'all posted on Diddy since all this been happening. So yes, Diddy watch. First thing that's crazy is Diddy's name has started to get blocked on social media based on different things associated with him. So he's being associated with words of SA, and also his name has become a slur for basically gay or homosexual or sexual deviant sexual behaviors or sexual assault behaviors. So young children or young kids that are teenagers are now calling each other, they saying, if you do something creepy, no Diddy. Like, we don't want no creeps around. So
Oh man.
yeah, so they're starting to, the kids are making a name for him in that. So his name is now being blocked through certain social medias automatically. And we also have him dropping his $60 million Sean John lawsuit.
I
Um,
saw that.
Yeah, so if you guys remember, he has sold pieces of the company.
mhm.
And so he sold so many pieces that he was no longer the majority stakeholder. And the rest of the people basically kind of took the company up from under him.
Yeah,
So he was suing to get ownership of the brand. He was suing for damages. He was suing for just what they did for him as the founder and taking his company. But he has since dropped the lawsuit. And he has reportedly been selling off all of his companies, everything he has tied to. They said Diddy is basically liquidating all of his money, and the boards of all the companies that he's been in charge of have been pushing for him to get out. So right now he's just seem like he giving away everything. He giving away all the businesses and collecting the money. So a lot of people are having speculation of him, having charges or going to jail or something big happening. But it seems like he's doing some work in the background.
yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I definitely think that this is the end of him as we know it. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell, because at least right now it's not looking like there's going to be any kind of jail time or anything, unless they really come up with something else from everything that they have so-called found or whatever. But I just feel like with everything that supposedly has happened, it's like statute of limitations is kind of working on his side. So I mean, at least right now, I'm not seeing anything like jail time. So, I mean, a lot of times people always find some kind of way to bounce back or be doing something or whatever. And while it looks like, there's a lot of people who are not supporting him, there's people out there that's, still on his team and on his side or whatever. I don't think that. I mean, I do believe that, obviously people can be quote unquote canceled, but at the same time, I think that, depending on who the person is and how they move and how they maneuver, like some people can get around that. So I think it really just depends on the person, and nobody's questioning, his skill and his ability and that sort of thing. Like, I don't think that's ever really. I mean, well, I'm sure that some people have, but I mean, I think realistically, it's not a question of his skill and his ability and him being smart and knowing how to get things done and whatnot. It's just the shady shit that he's been doing behind the scenes or whatever. So obviously that's kind of overshadowing everything, but I don't think that he can just be like completely or permanently canceled or anything like that. So I think that despite all of the stuff that's going on, like I think he's still gonna find ways to get paid and get a bag. I mean, just the same way. Trust you me, Bill Cosby ain't sitting around broke. Like, he still got some money coming in.
For
And,
for
and yes,
sure.
there's a lot of people who are not supportive of him, but you better believe that if he do some shows, the motherfuckers is gonna sell out. Like people still want to see him. Just like it's
Yeah,
a lot of people, and I know specifically people who still support R. Kelly. Regardless of
absolutely,
what has been seen.
absolutely.
And the reality is, even in terms of R. Kelly stuff, like somebody made a comment because I was playing R. Kelly in the car, and it's like, so you telling me that you did not know for the last 25 years that R. Kelly was doing this shit? Is that what you're saying?
We been new.
That's what you're saying? Before they came out with all of this stuff and put it on the news, you telling me that you had no clue that he was fucking Aaliyah and she was under 18. You didn't
Yeah,
know that?
we knew that in the '90s, so I don't know why
It's
people
like it's
canceling him
convenient.
now.
It's like and it's not taken away from anything that he has done and what he should be remorseful of and what he needs to get help for and all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of the people who it's like it's convenient to not like him anymore. And at the end of the day, he been doing this shit for as long as you have known of R. Kelly. Like it was talk of this when he was with Public Announcement. And when was that? 92, 93? Like
Hmm.
that nigga been doing this shit for forever. So, some the people that's just like, totally washing their hands of him and that sort of thing, but they've been supporting him for the last 30 years. Like it's hypocritical because
Absolutely.
it's very hypocritical. And yeah, he did some shit that he really should that he damn well shouldn't have been doing. But you're not gonna tell me that a lot of them parents and a lot of the other people and the people that was working for him were not involved. So all of them should have went down. It shouldn't have just been him.
Say it. Say it. Because they
So
had many documentaries
my thing
pointing
is,
fingers.
it ain't for
They
me
definitely did.
today. If I like the music, I like the music, and all that music. I mean, some would argue that some of them songs he probably was singing about some underage girls, but not all of
Listen, I'm gonna
it.
step in the name of love. So I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm a
gonna tell you what
step
though.
side to side.
I'm gonna tell you what. When he came out with that video, when they came out with that video,
uh,
with the sex video, with
Exactly.
that girl, did anybody? Now that chick was very underage, but did anybody say something about that? Because
No,
it's a
they was
lot of
just they
McNasty.
was just laughing
Listen, and not only that, it was a lot of McNasties out here too.
because they showed
A
was
lot
selling it.
of
They
them.
was selling the bootleg. I remember they was selling
They
the
was
bootleg.
selling. That's how look, they was selling them bootlegs, and
uh,
they was watching it, and they did not care, and they was for him. But then when all of this stuff came out, throwing away throwing away the CDs. They ain't listening to his music no more. Even the DJ stopped playing. Remember, the last song when when it's last call for alcohol, they turn on all the lights and they play his last song. Man, listen, the DJs even stopped playing it too. So I'm not even trying to hear all that mess because at the end of the day, I still like R. Kelly's music. I do. And he's not him and Bill Cosby and them is not going to be the first nor the last to be put in jail for messing around with these underage girls or getting these rape victims. Diddy, they still playing this man's music. Why? Because he who said it best? Uh, what's his face from California said you want to be in everybody's music. Tupac,
Suge
you
Knight,
want to be in
Suge Knight,
everybody's music tonight.
dancing in
And
the
it's
background.
never you got Mace, you got my boy Biggie. Every time they play Biggie going back to Cali, who in it? Diddy. So
Yeah,
we're always going to hear him unless they stop playing
that's why they
Biggie
said
stuff.
he's almost uncancelable because he's in everybody's music. He's on
He's
Danity
in
Kane. He's on
everybody.
Danity Kane stuff. He's on
Yes.
what's Shine. What is his name? Loon. He got songs with Nelly. He got songs with
Now,
Jack
yeah.
Blaze. He got with
Jack,
everybody. It's
yeah.
like we cannot.
He's with everybody.
Yeah. So
What you gonna
yeah.
delete his verse? I mean,
Right, like I'm sorry, I'm not deleting them songs. Even if he on the background talking about take that. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna turn it
take
down
that,
a little
take that.
bit. I'm gonna turn it a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just sad.
it's sad what's going on, but all we can do right now is watch and see what unfolds. Although the statute of limitations have ran out for the crimes criminally, these are still things that can be sued civilly, so I think he's going to be having a lot more payouts, which may be why he's liquidating a lot of his stuff and getting that cash flow. So we'll definitely
Right.
keep you guys posted on Diddy Watch,
Mm.
and hopefully it'll be some more developments we can find out. So next, I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys feel about celebrities getting honorary degrees? How do y'all feel about that?
What?
I think that
Who? Did,
So recently, Sheree Whitfield got a doctorate, an honorary doctorate.
what?
Yeah, yes. And Pretty V. We've had Diddy himself has got an honorary. He had to return his honorary doctorate. He got from Howard. He got an honorary doctorate from Howard that he had to return.
yeah.
So basically, these colleges say, okay, instead of you coming here and doing these classes and saying you're a master in music, we're going to give you this degree because everything you've done in your career, you already basically kind of have the knowledge. So we're giving you this degree, but it's an honorary degree. So no, they did not earn
That's
none
not
of this,
right.
but they still have a whole graduation. They speak and they have this accolade. So what do you guys think about that?
I mean,
I
I
think
don't.
that is totally unfair. I think that's totally unfair.
I mean,
I don't care what nobody says.
I don't find it to be unfair. I mean, they've been doing honorary degrees for people for years, and it's not even just celebrities that they've been doing it for. Like they've been doing it for some of everybody. So I don't see an issue with somebody getting an honorary degree, but I think that they should get an honorary degree because they actually and genuinely did something. And eh,
And the majority of them has not.
it's up in the air in
Yeah.
terms of like what Diddy has done. I mean, obviously he's done a whole lot of shit in the music industry and that sort of thing. But you ain't even graduate. Like, yeah, you went to Howard, but you ain't even graduate, and they giving you an
Right.
honorary doctorate. So I mean,
Dang, he didn't even graduate.
Right.
but that's a
Yeah,
little.
no, he didn't. It's
But
a
that's a
lot of
little.
people that went to Howard
I
that
mean,
didn't graduate. But
what
that
has
is just
Sheree
crazy to give
Whitfield
him.
done to be worthy of an honorary doctorate degree? And it's not about hating on somebody, but it's like, what are the requirements?
Coming from somebody that
Let's
earned
get that established.
I was saying, come from somebody that earned 1,000 credits at 1,000 schools. I'm like, dang, can I get me as much as I do all this broadcast journalism? Let me
Yeah.
come on, let me down them last. Can y'all forgive my last couple semesters and can I get a honorary degree? Okay,
They're doing it
just
for
throwing
other
it.
reasons. They're doing it for other reasons, and they're making it seem as though they're doing it for
A lot of them are doing it for publicity, and a lot of them are getting a large charitable donation
yeah,
from the person as
yeah.
well.
So
So it's almost like they buying a degree. Like,
I mean, I don't necessarily, because they can't really use
So do
it.
you think it's not okay, so my question to you, James, so do you still think it's not unfair? Because what Kat just said that they're using it for things other than, so I mean, I just think that, and on my, this is just my opinion, because other people out here is actually paying for their degree. You are a high class celebrity. I get it. You have done things out here for the community. I get it. But at the same time, let's just be real. Like, I just can't. Oh well, we're gonna give you an honorary doctorate, but you haven't deserved. So Felicia Rashad, she deserved it because she actually went to school. So
yeah, but
is it gonna?
she actually graduated. So that's the
She
difference.
actually well, that's
She
what I'm
actually
saying. She went to
graduated.
school. She actually graduated, and she actually had to pay back her fees and all that, her loans and all that. So I'm just saying, Diddy ain't did shit to me, in my opinion, but caused chaos. You was a whole damn R&B rapper that did the most, and people out here so scared to tell on you. But just because you went to Howard, so freaking what? You don't
But,
deserve it.
but you
Y'all
can't
don't
base
get me started. I'm sorry, y'all.
you can't base him having that honorary doctorate degree upon the shit that he's done, because we're just learning about this stuff, and he's had that honorary degree for some time. So
Well, and then we didn't even know about it either.
but did we need to know? I mean, I get what you're saying.
I mean,
No, we didn't need to know, but
I get what you're
and it was
saying,
a
but I mean, I also just think that we always try to
Oh shoot.
XYZ is unfair or whatever. Like, it doesn't bother me that they're getting an honorary doctorate degree because they can't use it for nothing. Like, they sure ain't gonna use it to get a job. So,
But what kills me is they always have this photo shoot with they holding they
yeah.
degree, they got their hat on, they little thing, and it's like, girl, you didn't even do nothing. So I
Listen,
don't
Right,
know.
but that's what I'm saying. Like you,
offer me
I
a
guess.
doctorate
Yeah.
degree and I'm gonna take it. I done already paid for an associate and a bachelor. So if you want to give me an honorary doctorate, I'll take it. And I paid for half of a master's. So I mean, I think that I'm a little more qualified in that sense. So
Right. Yeah.
Well, at least you
So
offering to pay for half.
shoot, man, y'all so crazy. So the latest person that we saw we saw get an honorary degree was Pretty V. And if you guys don't know, she's a social media star, a comedian, and she recently broke up with rapper Rick Ross.
now,
And
why
so
did she get one?
now that I cannot answer.
Now that's where Tiffany needs to step in. That let her have it,
I
Tiff.
That's what I need to say.
Let her have it, Tiff.
go ahead.
What makes her get the right to get a degree? Y'all get on my nerves.
I'm
She don't
saying.
deserve no degree. Who the
Right.
hell is she anyway?
I'm with
Let's get
Tiffany.
that established.
Listen, let me see what she got it on. Got it from an honorary doctoral in humanitarianism.
Huh?
What did she?
Hu- Human,
They just
I can't
giving them
say this
away.
word. Humanitarianism.
Tyrion.
Humanitarianism. Um, girl, I don't know where the heck she got that thing from. She is really just a comedian. I'm not now. I follow her somewhat, but I'm just not understanding. I've never seen her give lots of money or have charitable different things. So, like I said, this seems like I could understand if it was somebody like, say, Celine Dion or somebody that we know has
Right.
these big charities and gives away hundreds of millions of dollars. This is just some girl that's funny on Instagram.
What's her name? What's her
Her
name?
name is her name is Pretty V. Her at is Yes I'm Pretty V. And like I said, she was romantically linked with Rick Ross over the past year. They had a public breakup where he replaced her with another girl. Him and the other girl broke up. So when she posted her picture, he had the nerve to get under the comments and say, "Daddy proud."
And they gave her an honorary
Yeah,
doctorate.
but this is the reason why everybody is mad that him saying daddy proud, because if you guys remember, he has an 18-year-old son that just recently turned 18 and graduated. Now, do you think that he wrote that under his son's pictures?
No, up under his
Nope. Nope.
But you know what
he was celebrating not having to pay child support anymore.
that one right there. That one right
Period.
there.
Good.
That's what
Period.
I was about to say. He did post that he is so happy. He posted in front of a private jet that he is so happy that his son is 18. Not because he's happy that his son has made it and all this. He's just
Sad.
happy because he no longer has to pay
He ain't
child
got to
support.
pay child support.
But what he
Sad.
don't understand is also, if your child goes to college, yes, you still
You
pay.
still have to pay child support as long as these dumb fools don't understand. Oh, yeah, what's gonna go? Honey Boo Boo Kitty, if your child is still in school, you still have to pay child support.
And
Boom.
there's some states where up until 25 you have to pay child support or they have to be on your insurance. Like, there are different laws in different states.
Yep.
I was 19 years old,
Yep.
still on my mom's insurance. I had to go get my surgery at Akron Children's. Okay. So
Yep.
there's different laws with that, but it just goes to show that a lot of these rappers love to be absentee fathers, and I really hate that. And that's one thing I say I don't support. Like, I had to stop listening to a lot of Future's music because I did not like the way that he parents his child. I don't like the hate that Russell Wilson gets for stepping in and raising his child. Like, that's very asinine to me.
Yeah, a lot of these rappers is you you see them you see them out there, with the concerts and stuff, but you don't never see them out there with their kids. Which sometimes right, they don't have to have their kids with them, but still in all, I would like to see you with your child. You know what I'm saying? When Janet Jackson came in the concert one year, we went to go see
He's
her.
in Cleveland right now.
She's in Cleveland right now, and I hate that we're missing it because that's one concert I
Yes.
really wanted to go to. But she had brought her kids. She had brought her child with her. She brought her
Hmm.
child with her, but she didn't bring her out on the stage. But she definitely had her child with her. That's what I'm talking about. Bring the kid with you. Let's go see what you're doing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They don't
They
wait
just
that
don't
line
even.
for
They
real.
don't. No,
Because
they
if you
don't.
see on the other hand, Russell Wilson brought his son to all the practices, and Little Future has a promising football career ahead of him. And he
Oh
calls Russell
wow.
Wilson Papa Russ. And Russell Wilson said, "When I started dating Sierra, that was my son. I don't think of nothing of it."
Right.
So yeah, so it's just crazy that Rick Ross hopped in the comments and I mean hopped on
Daddy
social media and
child.
said that about the child support. So if y'all know, he have a baby mama named Tia Kemp that is
Yeah.
a crazy girl. The one that be got the veneers that be like licking her veneers all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She has a show with her, Tokyo Tony, which is Black China's mom, and
Okay.
Blueface mom. And they show is called The Aunties or something like that they're working on. But
Okay.
she went in on Rick Ross, and this is the one that be calling him all kind of oompa loompa, Ozempic taken, this and that. You saggy
Oh
body,
no.
bad build, you ugly as hit. She went in on him. I was sitting there like, damn, I thought she went in on me. She went on Rick Ross so hard. I don't even like
Not the
I
Oopa Loompa Ozempic.
I mean, she gave it to him over that. And so now him and his baby mom have been beefing, but Tia Kemp has been doing her thing. She has been doing a lot of different pop-ups and events and things like that. So she said her son is fine. She's making the money. Her show is signed to Zeus Network. So she done already got her check through Zeus. So she said everything is fine. And he really been in and out his son's whole life. She said she's just glad that her son is old enough to see the stuff with his own eyes.
Right.
So yeah, so we just talked about a lot of drama and stuff, but let's talk about some good things. Taraji P Henson is going to be hosting the BET Awards for the fourth time in a row.
Again, yes.
We love Taraji, friend to the show. Well, in my mind, friend to the show. Um, but yeah, she previously hosted with Terrence Howard, and they had some of the best ratings after Monique hosting. So everyone says that Taraji is going to be doing a good job. She says she has a lot of laughs and a lot of surprises in store. So make sure you guys be looking out for the BET Awards dropping soon. So the last thing I want to talk about is Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar, if you guys know, he been tearing it up in the charts. He has
Yeah.
literally, with this rap beef, he has changed the rap game completely, and I didn't even know it was
Yes, he
possible.
has.
I thought Drake was gonna be
Yes.
the king forever, but it looked like it's a new sheriff in town. And so, so if you guys don't know, last weekend Kendrick Lamar had a show in LA, and he invited all the LA rappers. He had Dre up there, he had Roddy Ricch, he had
Sure
all these
did.
people. They performed California Love, all this stuff. Do you know they had all the they brought the NBA players on stage? And you want to know
Yep.
something funny? LeBron was in the
He
audience
was in the
itching.
audience.
He was itching to get
He
up on
said
that
nope. He
stage.
said nope. I ain't even
No,
gonna do
Savannah
it.
looked at him. Savannah looked at him and said,
I will drop you to your knees if you
"Now
put one foot up them steps.
you be kicking it with Drake. Don't you start being fake now." So I
He
really
nope.
listen. That what they say, black wife,
Shorty looked
happy
at
man,
him
happy life.
like happy
But
wife, happy life.
yeah, so LeBron was in there. You could see him. He was in the audience like, damn, man, I wish I could get up there. But
Right.
it was just a crazy show. Everybody said the show was amazing. And
He
at the
was.
end of the show, he performed his second Drake beef song, Not Like Us. He played it 6 times.
Sure did, cuz.
He said
I sure did.
they said they just kept rewinding it over and over, and they
Sure
said the
did.
atmosphere and everything was such a great experience. Everybody is giving Kendrick Lamar so many accolades, and I
But that's
have
different.
heard there has been some reports from some Grammy insiders um, that he's looking at a Grammy win
That's
for
dope.
that, and
As he should.
this will be one of the first times that a rap beef song has been nominated for a Grammy. They saying it's just that good that the people not even looking at it as a rap beef type of song.
That's dope.
I don't even think that the beef between Biggie Smalls and Tupac, that one that he put with that one that Tupac had put out by him and Faith Evans, I thought that was pretty good, but he didn't get no Grammy behind that, did he?
Now the rap beef between them was a little more intense because you see they both ain't living no more, so it's a little it's a
Girl.
little different. It was a little different in them days, okay. But I'm glad that both these artists and that artists have stopped shooting at each other and have been getting in a booth because that's what y'all supposed to do anyway. So congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. They say he has doubled his listeners on Spotify. He has doubled his views on YouTube, and he has a whole new generation actually looking into his music. And a lot of his previous albums have been charting higher than they previously charted when he released them the first time. So congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. Drake, listen, homie, keep your head up. Tough times don't last forever. They still love you in Canada. What else? Your son love you, Drake. You gonna be all right, Drake. I went to the club last week and they still had you on heavy rotation, so you'll be good. Brush it off. It's Kendrick's time now. Listen, I didn't argue with somebody that didn't got the best of me before. It sucks, but I can give you millions of reasons why you really shouldn't care. Okay, so that was all the hot topics I have for you guys today. It's a lot going on, so make sure y'all tune in next week. I will be having more hot topics, and we will be, like James said, we'll be going live. And also, I will be doing some lives on TikTok as well. So you guys make sure you are following our TikTok because we have been growing. Our numbers have been growing so much. And once again, please follow me on all platforms. Cat Queen, follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get my numbers up. I guess you only have to have 500 followers to go live. So I'm trying to get to my
Oh, they changed it now?
Yeah, they changed it. They lowered it. So I guess if you have good engagement and you have 500 followers that you're able to go live. So I'm trying to get there. I met some great people. I have a couple people that from TikTok that will be guests on this show. And make sure you guys follow. I have a friend. Her name is Majestic Femme Geographer on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow her. She does a lot of spiritual things. She does a lot of TikToks at night where she goes live and listen to music, just all around good vibes. So that's all I have for you guys.
Dope. So
Right.
thank you everybody for tuning in with us tonight. We really appreciate you guys. Once again, thanks to Lawyer Turner for coming onto the platform. We're going to be doing a whole lot more with him in the coming months, and as he continues to put out new material. But make sure that you guys follow him at Lawyer Turner. That's LAWYERTURNER across all platforms. Make sure that you follow us first and foremost at Transcending TC. That is on Instagram. That is on Facebook. Twitter is Transcending_TC. You can hit our website at transcendingtheculture.com. You got Cat Queen across all platforms. You got I Am James Grant across all platforms. And you got Tiffany Milirons 7.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram.
All platforms.
Instagram, Facebook, and your Twitter is something else. It might be 77.
I'm not really doing Twitter. Something's going on with that, but my TikTok is the same.
Okay.
So I'm still at the 300.
Got your Facebook back.
Okay.
Yes, we got my Facebook back.
Tiffany Milirons 7 across all platforms. We appreciate you guys. We are checking out. Make sure that you guys catch the replay 7 p.m. tomorrow. It will restream on Boxcast. You can download that on Apple TV, Roku, and also Amazon Fire TV. Of course, on YouTube, and it is running currently on our website, transcendingtheculture.com, and will be on ugdigital.com as well. Until next week, you guys have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of this week. And we will talk to you guys next week more about Essence Fest, which actually is next weekend. So everybody have a good night. And we are out of here.
Bye, everybody.